I thought my wife was cheating. The truth was far stranger. It started on a rainy Sunday afternoon. My wife, Emily, was visiting her mother while I searched the attic for old tax documents. After nearly an hour of digging through dusty boxes, I found a small metal lockbox hidden behind a pile of winter clothes. I didn't think much of it. At first, the key was taped underneath. That should have been my first warning. When I opened the box, I found several documents, old photographs, a few letters, and a passport. I almost tossed it aside. Then I noticed the photo. My heart stopped. The woman in the picture was my wife, no doubt about it. Same eyes, same smile, same face. But the name wasn't Emily Parker. The passport belonged to someone named Rachel Morgan. I checked again, then again. Same photo, different name, different signature, different life. My hands started shaking. We had been married for 10 years. How could I not know something this important? When Emily came home that evening, I didn't mention it. Instead, I watched her. Every smile suddenly felt suspicious. Every story suddenly felt incomplete. That night, after she fell asleep, I searched the internet. Rachel Morgan was real, very real, and that's when things got worse. The first search result was a newspaper article from 11 years ago. The headline read, "Local woman disappears without a trace." The article included a photo, the same face, my wife's face. I couldn't breathe. According to the article, Rachel Morgan had vanished shortly after being questioned in connection with a financial fraud investigation. Police never found her. No arrests were made. The case eventually went cold. I spent the entire night reading everything I could find. By morning, I was terrified. Who had I married? The next day, I confronted her. I placed the passport on the kitchen table. The moment she saw it, all colour disappeared from her face. For several seconds, neither of us spoke. Finally, she whispered, "Where did you find that?" I ignored the question. "Who is Rachel Morgan?" Emily sat down, slowly, like someone carrying a weight she'd been holding for years. Then she started crying. Not fake tears, real tears, the kind that come from exhaustion. For almost 10 minutes, she couldn't speak. When she finally did, her voice was barely above a whisper. "Rachel is me." The room felt silent. She explained everything. 11 years earlier, she had been engaged to a man named Daniel. Daniel owned a financial consulting company. When authorities began investigating fraud inside the company, Daniel blamed everything on her. Every document, every transaction, everything. According to investigators, Rachel Morgan appeared responsible. She faced prison. Meanwhile, Daniel disappeared with millions of dollars. Her lawyer offered one option: cooperate fully and enter a witness protection program while authorities pursued Daniel. Rachel Morgan legally disappeared. A new identity was created. A new life began. Emily Parker. For years, she wasn't allowed to tell anyone. Not friends, not co-workers, not even the man she married. Me, I wanted to be angry. Part of me was. But another part understood. The fear in her eyes wasn't the fear of getting caught. It was the fear of losing the life she'd spent a decade rebuilding. Then she told me the part she'd never revealed. 3 weeks earlier, authorities had finally found Daniel. He had been arrested overseas. The case was officially over. She had planned to tell me everything. For the first time, that weekend, the same weekend I found the passport. I sat there for a long time, thinking. 10 years of marriage, 10 years of secrets, but also 10 years of loyalty, 10 years of love. Eventually, I asked the only question that mattered. Was any of it real? Emily looked directly at me and answered immediately. Every second. 6 months later, we took a trip together. At the airport, she handed over a passport. For the first time in more than a decade, the name inside was Rachel Morgan. Not Emily Parker, not a false identity, just the woman she had always been. And as I watched her walk towards security, I realized something. I hadn't discovered that my wife was a stranger. I'd discovered how much she'd sacrificed just to survive, and it all started with one hidden passport in an attic